Alright, hey guys, this is not a Go Talk, this is a review. A friend of mine wanted some games to get reviewed, so I'm gonna review them for him, and much to his chagrin, I'm gonna put it online. um, I don't know how I'm gonna make this a thing, who knows. Few things before we get started. One, I'm alright at Go, not the best, so there will be people who probably disagree with my review. That's gonna happen. Disclaimer: I'm not good at Go, relatively speaking. I'm not Go say again or anything, but there's that. So if you disagree, that's great. Whatever. Number two, uh, it's very hard not to sound like a jerk when you're reviewing someone else's game, because there's not really an easy way to say this is bad without trying not to sound like a jerk. I have to tread that line very lightly when I teach my friends. If it sounds like I'm a jerk to this guy, he's cool with it. I hope. But if he's not, well, we'll see what happens. There's two of these games. They're both going to be really interesting. So this first game we're going to look at, my friend's White. He probably doesn't care if I say his name. His name's Jimmy. And the other guy's name is Chuck. Jimmy's style is he worries too much about things that haven't happened yet, and Chuck tries to experiment a bunch. It'll be interesting. All right, so here we go. I haven't seen these games either, so this should be amusing. All right, so Chuck does that. Chinese. All right, that's not right. Real quick, because it's more important that everyone understands this, because I learned it from my teacher too. She's gonna hate the fact that I'm reviewing games. This is sort of like a pincer stone, so you don't really need to keep playing here. So typically you can just pincer and just make this stronger with something like that. So when our wonderful Chuck did this move, he's sort of attaching onto a weak stone, so it makes White stronger for no reason. There's no reason to make. Yeah, he does that. That's not good. If Black does what I think he's gonna do, it's gonna look like Hane at the head of two stones. There's a reason you rarely ever see this in Joseki. I'm guessing Jimmy wants to get safe at any cost. What I usually tell Jimmy at the beginning of this is, do you know this Joseki, or have you looked this up? This is a very basic version of it. I'm not going to talk about it more than that. But if you thought about this like Hane at the head of two stones, it's like this, and then Black just naturally gets to play that move, and White's in an uncomfortable spot immediately. That's not good. So I would recommend against playing the move right here. Wait, right here. Moving on. I mean, this is not the biggest problem. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about it. So White gets himself safe, and it's not a big deal, but I think you can get away with this. I'm not gonna read it. Or maybe just Atari and then go back and do it. Maybe this. So then Black has to do this and you get Sente elsewhere. Not a big deal. As long as White's alive, this should be fine. Sure. So he approaches from here. Black's built up strength on the lower left right here. I feel like if he played around here instead, in the lower right corner, just so it's less efficient, that might be better. But these are not big problems. We're not going to worry about them too much. It's good to hear these and just file them in the back of your mind. This is not where Jimmy lost the game. Okay, so Black's trying to make a huge Moyo. This is not good. White is too concerned with Black getting too much on the left. But I mean, here, if White does this, and let's say Black does this, it's not like this left side is all his. I mean, it's still open, like you can come around here. And, I mean, it's White's move. You can make something big here. He's so worried about that left side. I don't like it. So, if you think about it, when white does this, depending on the sequence, black could get a lot of strength for free, and then white only just gets like 10 points in the corner or something like that. Is that what black does? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so it's black's move. What's he gonna do? That's too small. White's alive. White needs to play elsewhere. And he doesn't. Hey, he gets it anyways. Sure. This is fine. Black is too concerned with making his own territory. This is the common phrase, you don't make territory. You don't use thickness to make territory. It's not that efficient. Another way of thinking about it is that... no, we'll just go with that. It doesn't change the balance of territory either. I mean, think about it this way. If black played here, this looks like more concrete territory. I mean, he might be worried about a white move here, but a white move here always existed. What was the thing my teacher once said? It was like, the boundary of territory for black that's actually his is like down here. It's not really up here at all. So, I mean, you'd have to play so many more moves. And think about the boundary of territory as just stuff that if your opponent comes in, you can usually kill him. Not definitely. I mean, here, even if white plays here, black doesn't really have a hope of killing. So, if we remember that the line was here. He's only improved it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And then in the opening, that's not a good deal. Moving on. Hey, white does this. That's a good idea. Alright, so what does black do? Well, black tries to expand his territory. I think white has more territory than black right now. If white just passively surrounded his own territory, he'd have 4 corners and some of the outside. Whereas black only sort of has the outside. And, I mean, anything white makes himself big with, let's say this move, or even if white just jumped in, black doesn't really have any way to make this bigger than what white has already over anywhere else. White should probably just worry about himself. Does he? No. He doesn't. Oh, Jimmy. Yeah. I mean, this is hard. People usually worry about their opponent's territory more than their own. So, this is a common mistake. I mean, let's put it this way. If white just did this, I mean, it looks like white has more. I mean, black can't easily kill this without just driving him home, right? So then we can only imagine that black's only got up to here. This looks bigger already than this. And we're ignoring all this and the fact that there's a corner here and a corner here. So, yeah, there was no need for this. There are a ton of other moves, but at the very least, here's the other thing. Black's strong right here. This is really strong. So, black should probably try and attack him with a Kasumi right here. I don't know if that's what he plays. Let's see. Hey, he does it. Alright, so now white's got to run. White really shouldn't even be playing here anymore. You just write it off as dead. However, and he runs. Of course he does. And he keeps attacking. Good, yeah, this is horrible for... No, gosh, why'd you do that? I think this is better. I mean, that doesn't work. And then the corner can get injured, or this, which is what you were attacking. You should keep attacking this. So, I think this has some weird Aji. I think there's a cut. I don't know if they played it. He plays it. Hey. Okay, this is... so, yeah. Just this one move caused a huge change, I think. Sure. And down. Atari. What is Jimmy doing? Hold on. So let's see. Honestly, the only thing Jimmy really needs to learn is just not to jump in here and not to continue this. I think that A move is a huge mistake. Jimmy, if you're listening, which I know you are, that's a mistake. Don't do that. I think it's pretty easy to see that you shouldn't be doing that now that I've pointed it out. If you don't, we'll talk about our Go Club. Always go to a Go Club. They're fun. So this happens. I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not good enough at life and death and shapes and stuff to really make this count. Everything's starting to get written off. I mean, even if you gave up that white stone, these stones, at least this is going to be Sente, I think. And then just make this big. That's not the move, by the way. Don't do that. Like this. Or this. Or, I mean, if you're really interested in jumping in, do that. This is starting to get big, so now you have to. And it's all because you jumped in right here. So, that was a huge swing. So, instead, does this work? No, it doesn't work. Okay. So, yeah, he gave up a lot. He keeps giving up a lot. So now that black has his lower part, I mean, this strength is only useful up here, so you should probably just write it off and just give it up, and then just do, I don't know, this to make it big. Yeah, there's a cut here. Maybe that's more important. Maybe, is it this move? Or we'll just... Easy. I'm not even thinking about it. Just do this. And this is more secure. And then whatever happens, happens. You're just going to see. So it was just... Oh, man. He is just dragging out this sweet group. He really shouldn't. So, easy way of looking at it. Now, this and this both look really weak. And I mean, this is already dead. So, all white's doing... First of all, this is called pushing from behind. As you can see. Push, and it's behind. And so, all white's doing right now is improving black's territory. I'm not sure what Jimmy would say right now. It feels like he probably has to do something here. Unfortunately, if these groups did not look alive... both group A and B here, if they didn't look alive, there's no real reason to drag them out. In fact, I mean, because this A group right here is dead, there's no real value in rescuing B or C over here. There just isn't. I mean, it's just 3 points. That's 6 points on one and another 8, and then whatever's around. But there's no hope. Even here, there's not really much hope. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to read that out. This is not... Reading that out isn't the problem. He's still pushing from behind. He's still pushing from behind. So, as a result, A is going to get weaker. I hope... Well, I don't hope, but Chuck would be wise to make a cut right here at B to antagonize those three white stones when he gets the chance. Hey, look at that. And yeah, so I think if he ladders this, he gets just a bigger corner for free. But honestly, that's not the problem. This is the problem. So I think Chuck should hopefully take care of B. Yeah, he's just getting a bigger corner. So then I'm betting white Hanes. Yep. Is there a Tsuji here? Throw in. Atari. Take. Atari. No, there's no Tsuji. So... Yeah, I don't... It's getting into such a mess right now. I mean, as you can see, A and B are both weak. I was thinking this move... Right here, obviously. This... I don't know. Any move right here really hurts this. And we can see that this is all just because of just pushing this out. Yeah, that's a pretty big lesson for you. So, there's that. So he cuts. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Slightly in white's favor, or black's favor. Sorry. Can he do that? What if he cuts? Then it's 3. Yeah, he cuts. Hey. What is going on here? Wow, I think black just killed himself. Does this? I'm not gonna bother reading this. Maybe you guys, if you want a reading exercise, you guys can see if this works. What if black just does this? Atari, extend, and Atari. Or extend, well, no. Then Atari out, and this, and then connect. Oh, maybe it doesn't work. Alright, well. White lucked out. How about that? No? Oh, it's a Seki. Well then. Yep. This is why Q games are amusing, because you can see these huge swings, and there's a lot more to talk about than just one mistake, as there is in maybe Dawn level play. Okay, so at this point, this is a Seki, which means this thing right here is a Seki. This is alive, which is miraculous. This corner is big. And then there's this. And to a lesser degree, this. Now's the time for white to Tanuki. I would say just make E bigger. I mean, I know Jimmy, and Jimmy's probably going to jump into D. So let's see what happens. Yeah, there's this. And, oh, God. So first of all, this is pushing from behind. We've talked about this. And the benefit that white's getting is much less than black. If you look at it, it almost looks like this is more black's territory than this is white's territory. Second of all, we've seen this exact situation happen right here, where pushing from behind made this part weaker. And if this part gets weak, well, black can attack. And that's not fun. So this thing right here is not needed. Sorry, Jimmy. You shouldn't have done this. You should have known, actually. I mean, here's the thing. If you wanted E right here, if you actually just wanted E, this more securely gets you E than any other move. I mean, if you think about this, then there's this move. Who knows if that works or not? Who knows? So you should have just got that. If you were so worried about here, then you worry about here. But here, you're actually worried about 2 black stones, which are actually not that useful because A's alive. You don't need these 2 stones at all. You're actually rescuing these 2 white stones that have no bearing on anything else. I mean, other moves that are more effective to affect D are like right here. Well, yeah, even right here. I mean, you jump, and it's going to come back and have to protect. You can't kill these 2 white stones. You can't break those cuffs. So, yeah, this push right here is just not smart. Hey, no. So, let's see. Push from behind. So, black's mistake might have been this. I don't think he has enough liberties to do this. Let's see. Yeah, this is needlessly aggressive for black. And so white gets to... Oh, well, that doesn't work. So, here's the thing. Honestly, does this work? You block, he cuts, Atari, that. Okay, well that's dead. I mean, I'll give you points for being willing to cut. I don't know. I just don't like the fact that you're getting... Well, that's just bad shape. Isn't this better? I think this is better shape. I mean, typically when it's like this, when you get a 1, 2, 3, you should play A right here. That's just better shape. I mean, what Jimmy did right here was an empty triangle, which is nasty shape. You should know that. And you should, most people should know that. If you're a single digit Q, you should know that. That shouldn't be happy for you. Okay, and he's going into the corner. Honestly, if you kill these 3 stones, it's pretty important. Actually, no, if you kill this, it's pretty awesome. So, what should your goal be right here? I mean, as it is, White's probably gonna win this. I'm not counting. I'm not Myungwon, so... I don't know. Yep, so Black's just self-imploding right now. I think right now, if everything's safe, you just break this and they're fine. I mean, the only thing Black has is right here. If you break this, then you've got a corner, territory, and another corner. Let's see what happens real quick. This is starting to get boring. Yeah, alright. Now it's becoming a life and death question. Is that the move? I guess so. Alright, well, let's see what Jimmy does. Oh, Jimmy's probably going to play the endgame move. No, he doesn't. Jimmy fights back. Oh, this will be interesting. Let's see this. Unsuccessful. What is Jimmy do? Why? Does this work? Oh yeah, it doesn't work. You can't... White will never be able to connect. Okay, here's the thing. And this is for you, Jimmy, and anyone else watching. You could have saved this for later. You didn't have to do this right now. I mean, if you read this out and it succeeded, great. If you didn't read this out and you're just playing based on hope, here's the thing. If this sequence works out for you, you get a good amount. If this sequence doesn't work out for you, or you get Gote, then you would have gotten more just by hunting here maybe, and just you would have to worry about this eventually. And even if you hunted here later, like if we use our imagination, if we just did this later and you didn't think about it, then this move becomes even more... Oh, let's put a pointless move here. Like, then this move is even better, because you've got this exchange right here. So you really shouldn't have rushed into there. And if anything, just the obvious move of just coming in here, still pretty big, still pretty good, should have gone here instead. So... people will like to play these like crazy adventurous moves. I understand. I enjoy doing so as well. But eat your veggies first. Do what needs to be done over here. Otherwise, you might lose the chance later. This is getting into endgame, and it's not as interesting to talk about. And it's not where Jimmy's problems are. Doesn't an Atari work? Maybe Ko. No? No, maybe not Ko. It'd be fun. I'd much rather try that. Anyways. Let's see what the next few moves are. If nothing interesting happens, we're going to the next game. See? Okay. If we consider the fact that every time you've played a move, he's played a move in here, And the fact that it's ended in your gote, you gave him an extra 1 stone over here, and he was able to play whatever he wanted over here. That's... It doesn't seem big. It sort of is. I mean, here's the thing. You doing this would be much bigger than any result that happened here. And then you could still come back in here and do it. And now Jimmy does an all-in play. This is too far away. This feels too far away. I mean, what does black do? Oh, black plays so wussy. I think this works. Even if you just pull back, you just do this. You get more out of this. In this situation, you probably, like, here's the thing. You can look at this distance, and because you're so strong here, you might be able to get away with more. Maybe even here. Maybe not. So, I don't know. I think this was finally the right idea, but black gets this move in before you do that, and this might be too far. I think that's enough to talk about this game. The biggest thing that we've seen with mistakes in this game are, well, it's easier just to mark it out. You can just look at it later. This stuff, where you're pushing from behind, and then this stuff, where you're pushing from behind. This, don't push from behind. Rarely is it good. Make sure you're getting more than your opponent. If you were already strong on this end, then maybe pushing from behind is fine. Because then when he's strong and you're strong, you can't do anything. Oh. The other thing that we saw is right here. Oh, wait, not that move. It's this move. This move right here. This is just you understanding what you've tried to surround or you tried to sketch out in your territory. Honestly, you've sketched out more here. Even if you just did this. Right? This looks better. There was no need to put yourself in danger. But I don't think I've actually taught Jimmy this yet. So maybe I shouldn't have talked too bad about him about this. But that's your lesson. I mean, there's a Chinese phrase where people like to stare at their opponent's territory until their eyes go red. This is that. You're so jealous of your opponent's territory that you don't realize what you've made for yourself. So yeah, there's that. Let's go to the next game. And we'll close this. And here. So this is between Jimmy and another guy in our club named Paul. What can I say about Paul? I don't really know. I don't know what to say about Paul. He has some attacking mistakes, I think, typically. But he's not as weird as weird. Being the polite weird. Where Chuck does all these hopeful things, and I always ask, did you read this out? And he's like, nope, I'm just hoping. That's not so good. Paul has just some suboptimal plays, we'll call it that. But Jimmy somehow wins. I usually don't like the fact that Jimmy wins, because if you win while playing poorly, then you might make the same mistake again, and I don't like that. Alright, let's look at this. Alright, so traditional opening. It's not a big... What is this? I don't know why I did this. I don't know this Joseki. I'm pretty sure Jimmy doesn't know it either. I mean, even this is fine. I think you can pincer it immediately. That looks pretty awesome. Here's the thing. I don't know Joseki. I really don't. It's a bad thing. It's a bad problem, but, I mean, I don't mind it. There's two camps of people who like Joseki and say you need to memorize Joseki and don't. That's a different discussion. We'll see if that ever happens on a Go Talk. So this. That's not what he did. He does this. So the result of this is that white doesn't really look comfortable here, whereas black has two relatively safe groups. This is just a Joseki error. That's not the biggest problem, but if you're wondering how you got into this mess, Jimmy, it's because of the Joseki problems. I would say if you got into this situation, just to get your A group as solid as you possibly can and play elsewhere. Honestly, there's no easy way for black to hurt A right now, so maybe you can just get away with just playing elsewhere. That might be your best shot. Because anything you do now is just going to make him stronger and might not give you much in return. Alright, so this, yeah. Why are you disconnecting him? He's alive. I guess this is Sente against the corner, but it's not big right now. Black should play elsewhere, and he doesn't. No one plays elsewhere. Yeah, you do this right now, what? If this is really going to worry you, then you can break another corner. It's fine. There's too many times do people worry in the opening that a endgame move is gonna completely upend them. Remember, endgame is only like 5-6 points. Opening is like 20-40 points. Think about it. He's trying to fight fire with fire, ignoring the fact that, I don't know, this is strong. This is open. This is slightly weaker. This is you trying to sketch something that you really shouldn't be worrying about that right now. And so he pincers in. Why is no one wanting the upper territory? This is strong. This naturally will inhibit anything over here. People should go for the upper territory. This Joseki. Okay, Jimmy, you need to see that this part's really open. I mean, if you're gonna attack this, well, this is attacking it anyways. Then you do this. Really make sure that can't connect back. If you want the corner, you just take the corner. I think even here it can't easily connect back. So I don't know. I have a feeling this is gonna come back and haunt Jimmy. And he's going to jump with him, isn't he? Oh no, he protects himself. And black connects back. Hey, finally. Why don't you approach this corner? This should be a no-brainer. People think that this Moyo means something. It doesn't. This exchange... Let's ignore the obvious one. But this exchange, you get something more concrete. This, you haven't made territory yet. Go is all about territory. So, and that's ignoring the fact that you could do this and this. Right? I mean, if you did this straight, black is not going to do this, and you're not going to get that move. I don't know why you're not approaching the corner. Oh, he jumps into 3-3, of course. I don't know if this is good or bad. We'll just let it happen. That extra push should happen, but, I mean, it's not like black lost anything by not doing it. What is he doing? Is he worried about that cut that much? Alright. Here's the thing. This cut, why not just put it right here? I guess you're trying to do something against this corner by doing this. White might not respond. This is still big. Heck, this is still big. Like, yeah, you've got this. I'll just do this. You've taken one stone from me. And then I'll just break this. Right? These are, like, clever moves that require two... Yeah, we'll use this one. This requires, like, 2 moves before it becomes really useful. Whereas, if you just straight up... Where is it? If you just straight up did this, he's got to respond, and you can just keep doing something big. Like, well, he doesn't have to respond here. But it affects more. This is just so narrow-visioned. And you responded. Of course you did. You shouldn't have. For the reasons that I just talked about. You can play anywhere else, and the punishment isn't that big. You still need to learn move, and at the most he takes 1 stone. Oh, so he comes after your corner. Oh, I guess you're worried. And he takes that one stone. It's your Sente. What are you going to do with it? No. 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 Worry about this. All of this is so big. Why are you worrying about these 3 stones? You're alive. Go elsewhere. Hey, you finally did it. Alright. I think you should jump. You know what? Kudos for doing this. Honestly, this is more important to me. This is open. You've got this at any time. You've got this at any time. He's worried about this. You go up here. There's more wiggle room. This is 1, 2, 3 spaces. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Wouldn't you want to be in the more where you could have more wiggle room? Answer me, Jimmy. All right, so you jump in this side. I mean, if black just responds with this, even if this gets out, I feel like black's gained more here than white's taken away. Yes, this exists, but I won't die. And I mean, this gets injured too. So black wants strength. Here's the thing. If you do this cover move, black's typically going to get strength out of this and white's going to get life out of this. I don't think that's a good idea right now because black only has territory right here. Black needs some territory badly. What's that? Red wizard needs health badly? Needs meat badly? But this strength might be useful to attack this. Maybe that's what black's aiming for. So he takes that side. I think you can just keep going into the corner. But the territory's here. Why not? This is fine. I'm not gonna think that this is where he messed up. Yeah. Well, you know, you need to respond here. You even get this cut later or now. So that black should ignore. Black should ignore. You've got this corner so open. Even if he takes that corner, it's like Gote-ish. Like, right. Well, black, that's not the right move, is it? Well, okay, you get it anyways. Hey, look, what I told you, but you could have done it in a much easier, open way. Why not? See, okay, here's the thing. The difference between this and this, we'll say, yeah, this and this, is that there's still Aji right here. There's still things you can mess with. Here, it's a little bit more secure. Why are you doing this? Black doesn't need this. White's alive, or pretty close to alive. There's all these wonderful black moves out here. You shouldn't have to deal with this. This is like worrying about endgame when there's like 3 or 4 points, when there's like 50 points out here. This is the game, not down here. Alright. No. White's alive. Play elsewhere. Please don't play, Jimmy. Good job. Is that the move? Honestly, I think this is the move. It protects here, makes this bigger, inhibits this growth. Honestly, I don't know where they are in territory. I'm not counting. So, if I were black, I'd play right here. It screws over white's territory, makes my own territory bigger. Nope. He just invades. There's no reason for this. I mean, if white just plays a wussy move and connects back, that's fine. And then or just does this, that's fine too. What's white's response? Hey, he does that. Connects back. Is he going to try and fight back? This knights might be interesting. Nope. Why are you connecting? Here's the thing. This is relatively safe, right? Because A and B, and then the C and D right here. There's potential for life. You shouldn't be connecting. Like what? You're both living groups. Didn't need to be more living. So yeah, that's not a good idea. Oh gosh, he's gonna play the connecting move. Oh, he fights back. How about that? Hey, look, it's this move finally happened. This is a big deal. This is getting worse in white's favor. This is getting more and more in black's favor. I mean, if white jumps out, black jumps out with him, everything gets hurt. If white makes himself safe, black makes himself safe, and white gets less. What could white do here? I don't know. So he makes him stronger for no reason, and now he jumps. No, 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 no. You want to jump while you can still jump. You don't want to make this stronger for no reason and then jump. This is like, here's a gun. Now chase me. Why not just chase me? Right? I don't know if this helps, but it can't hurt black. It doesn't. I don't know if this helps black, but it can't hurt black. That's what I'm trying to say. So look, it's the same thing. Look, this and this. Would you much rather black be weaker here or stronger here? That's all I can say about that. And so, no, you gotta keep running. At least you keep this weaker. So he goes in there. Does black seal? No. Black can try and seal you in here. Nope. Black tries to go home. And then black is gonna tigers, isn't he? Yep. Is black gonna try and cut off 2 more things? Or is he gonna... You know, this is really good. Looks like it seals white in. White won't have a fun time. Nope. Black wants to go after this. Really shouldn't. Here's the thing. If black sealed white in, all this struggling, let's say... I'm just assuming that this lives. Okay? Let's say something like this, and this all lives. Look how much stronger this got as a result of white's struggling. Now when you do something over here, it's much worse off. As you're doing it right now, there's still unanswered stuff here. So, yeah. Why are you doing this? Now's your counterattack? I'm impressed you even got a counterattack. Here's the thing, though. This is just fighting. You don't have you don't have much territory. The only white territory is like right here. Yeah, just right here. Black's territory is around here, here, and here. So I guess you could say black's leading in territory. So white needs to kill something. That's not the right way to attack. This is probably a better way to attack. Drive him this direction, towards your strength here. This looks like you're just taking him home. This is Sente. No, this is Sente. And then just caps out. He's just fine. What is white doing? Okay, white thinks that this is safe. And then he's just trying to grab this. But here's the thing. It's the same thing we talked about over here. If white just kept attacking this, then this naturally dies, right? Think about it this way. Let's say something like this. Let's just imagine this goes home. Easier. Look how much bigger this is as a result. And it's all because this is how you make territory by attacking, folks. All this stuff right here, you got all these moves because you were antagonizing black here. E through J right here. And because of that, you made that much bigger. If you went only straight for the territory like our good friend Jimmy did here. Oh, he doesn't even get it. If you did like here, you're not getting as much. Maybe that's a little too advanced for Jimmy. But at the very least, he should have known that you could just keep attacking this direction. Right? Black can't ignore any of this. Let's say black just starts worrying about himself. Look how... I don't think black can make this work. So that's a mistake. Mind you, these are all like problems. I think this game is one where all these small problems added up to bigger problems. Ooh, can you kill? Hey, are you gonna try and kill him? Are you gonna start a co? Okay, that's fine. Seal him in. Okay, poke out the eye. Seal him in. Good. Somehow, white has somehow tried to kill black. This looks sort of precarious. Yeah, it's really precarious. Okay, we gotta see what happened here. That move. What is this move? I don't know what this move accomplishes. This move does nothing. I mean, if you're a lot, you can definitely have an eye here, right? There's definitely an eye right here. Maybe right here. Or maybe around here. It's alive. You don't need this move. You just need to keep attacking this. This is all attack and defense, unfortunately. I don't know if this is game, but it's getting pretty grim. So... he kills us? Oh. Take it. Yeah. That's a shame. For all of you that are wondering, this is why middle game is more important than opening, and this is why some people argue that it's more important to learn middle game than waste your time memorizing Joseki, because a mistake in a Joseki might be what? We'll say 10 or 15 points. A mistake in the middle game, that's the whole game. Or worse. Well, no. Losing the whole game is worse, isn't it? Yeah, that sucks. There's no doubt, there's no bones about it. That's pretty bad. Is there anything else? Can Jimmy pull a miracle? That's not even worth talking about miracles. Let's talk about what went wrong in this game, because that's more important. Not knowing just Joseki was not good. This, I think, that's... It is true that this Joseki right here haunted Jimmy for a while in this game. But I don't think that's the big problem. This is a big problem. This move right here, I'm gonna garnish it. Yay! Look how big this problem is. It's like a heart or a smiley face. Or just a bunch of triangles. This move right here really shouldn't have happened. Anybody with opening theory, just approach the corner first. That's a big deal. Responding here is a small problem that really shouldn't have happened. And then the fact that he did this and gave up Sente. He had the possibility of giving up Sente. Thankfully, he didn't. This was an invasion on the wrong side. Should have been up here, as I said earlier. And he should have played elsewhere. He did. This was a strange choice. This is, I think Jimmy thought he was building this up. This is a problem. People always think that these moves are like gigantic and they're like increasing their territory by a lot. As we saw in like the previous game, let's say if the line of territory was right here, then by doing this, even if we theoretically say that the line of territory is now here, it's technically not, because if we put a stone right here, oh, it disappears. We can't do that. Alright, if we put a stone around here, it shrinks it that much. So you're only getting like maybe 4 out of these hypothetical points. It's much more important to make your own self better, like right here. This was probably a better move. How you handled this. This is fine. This isn't. As I said, A and B are alive. C and D are alive. You don't need this move. This counterattack is odd. It's not... A lot of this is not knowing that you were strong here. And you're weak here. You should probably just make this stronger. You'd be better. This fight. You didn't need this move. It's a small problem, but it's still a problem that you need to know. And then that's just black not knowing how to attack. And then this is white attacking from the wrong side. People think this is good, this move that white made, because they think, oh, I get to make territory, like, right around here. Yay. However, what they're forgetting is that they still have a weak group right here. And this weak group is more important than these nine points that you're making. So there's that. And then white's counterattack. Is there a way white could have made this work? This is something you have to read out. This is actually where you're supposed to spend your time in your games. I'm sure it exists. Maybe that one's better. Connect. Connect looks good. Connect. Maybe. Who knows? I'm not going to read this out because I'm lazy. But you guys can figure this out on your own time. Just stare at this for a while. I'll leave it like this for a second. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully some of you enjoyed me yelling at Jimmy. This is probably not going to be a normal thing. I don't know if he enjoys me yelling at him like this, putting him on blast online. It's other stuff. Go Talk. I do realize I have not made many videos since, well, AlphaGo. Very hard to find people. Also dealing with some just school work, etc. Personal stuff, as in projects, not drama, on my own. So I will hopefully be making stuff at Go Congress. So I'm not going to publicize it really on Reddit or Life on 19x19. So you're just gonna have to subscribe and just check my space, not my space, my YouTube channel, just to stay abreast of all the news. Just because, whatever. But it's gonna be an interesting year for Go Congress this year. I'm gonna try and ambush a bunch of people, ask them for interviews, and probably just do one or two small impromptu interviews and put them up day of. So subscribe, check this space during Go Congress. I'll try and make some juicy material for you guys to like. And if you like this, comment below. Maybe I can make it a thing. I typically hate reviewing other people because it makes me sound like a jerk. But if you like me just feeling really crappy about other people's moves, well, maybe it should be a thing. Who knows? Alright, thanks guys. Bye.